So, I'm pretty sick right now, you guys, but I love you guys. So I'm definitely going to be posting this video. Recently, I have remembered something that had happened to me that was pretty amazing. And this tends to happen when you're on a path working with the Spirit, or if you make a pact with the Spirit and you're learning from them. You literally start to forget a lot of those things that you're taught. You're going to forget most of the things that a Spirit is teaching you. This happened when I had made a pact with Bune. It was probably a day later. I started feeling physically ill. I started to feel slightly drained. I was feeling also very, very queasy. And when I woke up, that next day, I had given an offering of, sexual fluids to Bune, because that's an offering that Bune tends to enjoy as well. So I gave some of my semen on the sigil of Bune, and the next thing that happened was myself and my girlfriend, we were outside sitting down and we were watching a show on our phone. And all of a sudden, I started to see this keyhole form in front of me. And this keyhole was flashing all of these different colors, but everything around it was just the regular background of the outdoors. The trees, everything that was just around us was normal. But this keyhole was probably about 10 to 15 feet above me. So I'm looking up at it and it's just there. It began to continue to grow, and I tried to ask questions to Bune to find out what exactly it could be. Now, of course, I didn't get my answer, and I had to wait. Fast forward, probably about a month, and I start to actually understand the insights of what exactly it was that I was seeing. This key was actually, the keyhole was a symbol to me, and a confirmation from Bune that I was actually going to be opening a gate with Bune. And that's truly what happened when I ended up getting introduced to Lucifuge, because he was there with Bune when I was starting to learn the beginning steps of necromancy, when I was also starting to learn the beginning steps of conjuring and controlling shadows, which I didn't post much about it because I wasn't too confident in what I was picking up on. But now, after working with some of these spirits so closely, I realized that a lot of your channeled material, a lot of your sigils, a lot of the techniques that you get from these spirits aren't going to be you fully immersed inside of ritual all the time. You're not always going to be in their world. Sometimes they're randomly going to approach you and they're just going to flood you with information while you're at work, or while you're sitting at home, or while you're reading a book. You might get these insights at random times when you have asked for them in the past. As I've said before in the previous video, when you forget that you asked of these things, this is truly when those things come. So it was really, really crazy that I forgot about that, because so much has clicked and formed and molded together to make a lot of sense to me, even down to when I was working in path working with King Paimon, and King Paimon was showing me candle magic on a new massive scale, that of which I had never heard. Not only was he doing that, but he was allowing me to go into his temple to commune and talk to his legions of spirits, his worshippers. I've said it in my videos in the past too about King Paimon, where he was giving familiars, and he's helped me with that. Even when I got a familiar from him, it wasn't even a full-on astral experience. It was as if I was actually still in my body, but simultaneously experiencing this being flying to me in my inner vision. And this is where a lot of people get discouraged because they feel like they're seeing these things and they're not really in the ritual. Just because you aren't fully immersed in it and you don't fully get to see or talk to the being, that doesn't mean that you're not in contact with them, and it also doesn't mean that you're failing in the ritual. So for all of you who have been panicking and been upset and been feeling like you're not doing good, you are doing a good job. You need to just continue. You have to continue to push yourself forward, and you will get those results. The more rituals you do, the more time that you take to look over those steps to make sure you didn't miss anything, the better the results are going to become. The more fruitful your manifestations will become. The more fun it's going to be. The more peace you're going to feel once you're finished, and even once you're beginning with a new ritual. So when it comes to channeled material, write everything down. Test that material out. Practice those spells. Open those sigils. I need to take my own advice because I have so many sigils in a book from when I was just first starting out to talk to Lucifuge, and when I was first starting to talk to King Paimon, that I haven't even opened. I haven't even worked with these certain spirits of sigils that I was given, and I had specifically asked for them in the first place. So make sure that you are definitely doing this. Make sure that you're definitely taking your time to open up these sigils, to work with this channel material, to determine what it's for, because sometimes you're not always going to get the right answers. And I'm gonna tell you right now, when I was first starting off with working with Lucifuge, he had to be one of the hardest spirits to work with personally. I even bought the compendium of Lucifuge to try and get assistance with that. It didn't help me as much, because in reality, you're on your own. It doesn't matter what material you have, what teacher, what mentor, you're going to be on your own in this until you actually can fully get to that point of communicating and connecting to that spirit. So if you're doing the ritual right and you're following the ways of another sorcerer that has, they might have good quality material and real, actual, tested, channeled material, even though you have all that, you still have to, at the end of the day, go in by yourself because they're not there with you. They're not there, and they can't be there with you. Even if they're in person with you, you still are having your own individual journey with those spirits. So having said that, you want to make sure that even if you fail, you don't beat yourself up. You get back up and you do it again. Like me, I started to beat myself up when my pact got rejected twice from Lucifuge. But it's a part of, what comes with that disciplinary action. It's a part of what comes with certain spirits that you're going to be contacting. So keep that confidence. Stay happy. Finish strong. And keep at peace. You will the things that you want into your existence. Truly, you need to see them for sure. Feel into them. Allow yourself to go into these things. Allow yourself to understand. But most importantly, allow yourself to love where you are and what you do.